Hello there. My name is Steven here at Traveland. Today I'll be doing you a demo on your 19 CB Caravel Airstream trailer, 2021 model. Basically, we're going to start at the front, work our way around, pop inside, and go over some more of the features there. So on the front end, we have your power tongue jack. You have your up and down here. This is just basically what works off your 12-volt battery, obviously helping you to hook up to your vehicle. The next switch there is your nice light if you're ever hooking up at the nighttime. And at the top of the tongue jack, you have a bubble level, which is also accessible if by chance your power seems to fail on the tongue jack. There's a manual crank inside the unit, which I'll show you, which you would put in here, and you can manually wind the jack up and down. And that just snaps right back in. You just want to make sure you tuck the wires in and just lock it back into place. Now on the front end here, you have your breakaway cable. So once you hook up your vehicle to your trailer to your vehicle, this is going to get connected to the back of the vehicle. This is an emergency brake. So if anything on the hitch happens to fail, this pin will come out and locking the brakes on the trailer so it's not rolling past you. Now tucked on the side here, just behind the propane tank, we have propane quick connect, which is basically you can hook up a little small barbecue or a fire pit or what have you. Just remember that that is only designed to take low pressure, so nothing basically that has a regulator on it will work on this connection here. Inside the battery box, you have your two 12-volt batteries, which come standing on the Airstream. It comes protected in this nice metal box here, so you're not worrying about the elements banging around on your batteries. And it just locks in just like that there. And just on the other side of the A-frame, we have your portable solar panel plug-in. This unit does come equipped with a panel, but this is just a portable plug-in so that if you had something here, you can just hook up here. It would just trickle charge the batteries. But with this unit, you won't need that with the roof-mounted panel. This bracket here is basically your spare tire release. You will pull that cotter pin out, pull that pin, and the tire swings down from underneath the trailer itself. It's mounted up there nice and secure, so you're not going to have to worry about that falling out for any other reason. As you see, you have your rock guards on the front for the windows and the front of the trailer. The center window here can be released just by pulling these rubber bungees, just like that. And you can lift this up to whatever height you want, but it does have these little screws here you could tighten up to keep the window open, letting that nice sunlight, which we have today, into your trailer. Uh, the side windows can be removed if you need to clean the glass behind it. You have screws that are mounted on the sides here that can just take the window right off, and as well as the rock guards on the front. But these do come off, but you have the four screws here that they actually swing out, and you can clean the panels behind there or lift them right off if you so desire. Now here, we have your propane tank housing. This cover can be removed, but it houses your two 20-pound propane tanks inside here. As you see, this is your gauge. It has a little pointer on the front there, so basically it's pointing to this tank. This is where we're right now. We're drawing the gas from this tank. I always recommend leave one tank closed, so that way there you can know when you run out, you have a full tank, and switching over is as easy as spinning it around that way there. To completely shut this off, you can point the pointer straight to the ground, closing your tanks, shutting off the propane flow to the trailer. If by any means you need to remove this cover, you just undo the wing nut here and the whole cover comes off, and then you can change out your tanks that way. Because this bracket here is what locks it down nice and secure to the A-frame. Once that's locked in, you just flip that down. This has the same bungee as your windows, so you just have to pull tight, and that hooks right into place there, securing the tank on the trailer. And as easy as the window opened, you just undo the screws here, and you just ease that down, and then you can lock that into place for travel. All right, so that's basically the front of the trailer. Moving over to the off-door side, we have your trailer information here. This is all the tire pressure, the low capacity, water capacity, your whole GVWR, basically the total weight when loaded on this trailer. I would recommend taking a picture of that information because over time it will fade, and it's good just to have it handy on your phone or send it to your email so you have quick access to your trailer information. So here on the corner of the trailer, you have these your stabilizer jacks. There's one on each corner. These are basically to keep the trailer from rocking. There's a crank handle in the back compartment I will show you. But basically it's just to lower these down. I recommend lowering them down to where the trailer just starts to lift a bit so you can keep the rocking down on the trailer. Underneath here, you have your storage compartment for your sewer hose. So we provide you with a 20-foot sewer hose, and it goes right in there, and you can secure it in. Because you don't want to put the hose anywhere else except in this storage compartment for obvious reasons. And it's easy, it locks in just like that. And then your furnace exhaust, just be careful with this here because the heat that comes out of here is pretty intense. It can actually melt your power cord or burn young children or animals really severely. So just be mindful of that when you are running the furnace. On the outside here, we have your hot and cold shower with your coiled up hose. This shower head can sit right on there. You have the little switch here. This is your volume control or shut off. And this shower here works when you turn the water pump on. So if you need to use this, make sure you turn the water pump on the inside. And we give you a spare key for this compartment as well, which is also the key for this compartment here, which is your gravity fill, which is just take the cap off, put your hose in, fill up the freshwater tank. You have a little rubber screener there, which is mainly for airflow. Sometimes, depending on the pressure, when you're filling up, the water might spit back out here, just basically letting you know that it's full. Just lock that on tight. Take your shower hose and just wrap back around the taps. And then you can close that compartment like that. At the top here, this is your range hood vent for when you're cooking inside. In here, you have these two little swing arms locking the door into place when you're traveling. But when you're at your campsite, you just want to open those there. And then once you turn the fan on, that will vent out any smells when you're cooking inside. But really key to remember before you leave camp, just to swing those arms down, locking the door, because there's only a plastic hinge that holds the door into place, and you don't need that blowing away. And as you see, you have three awnings on this trailer. This one, they're all manual. They give you this this handle here to help you pull out the awning. On this one, you have these little hooks. Now, right now I have it open, but you basically, when it's enclosed, you swing it in, and the hook will hook right into the little eyelet here. But pulling this one out, might not need this one too much. This one is pretty accessible. You basically just pull that out, and these are spring loaded, so make sure you're holding it secure, and then you can lock it there, shading the full windows that you have here at your dinette in your bathroom. And it's easy, it opens, just guide it back, just like that, and then you can lock that into place, just like that. Now, you have your two water ports here. The top one is your city water connection. So if you are at a campsite that has a full hookup, you can put your water hose onto here. This connection feeds the trailer directly. So this does not go into your tank. This actually goes to the bathroom, the shower, and the sinks, just direct flow. You're going to need a water regulator because most campsites have high pressure. This is designed to take up to 45, maybe maximum 50 psi. So definitely recommended to get a water regulator to break the pressure down for you. The bottom one is your black tank flush. So when you are doing your sandy dump, go over that in a second. This is where you're going to hook the hose up to here. Definitely recommend two separate hoses for obvious reasons, fresh water and your black tank water, which is the toilet. Now down here is your connections for your sandy dump. There is a LED light here for you if you're ever doing it at night. And you have your valves clearly marked black and gray. Gray is the sink and the showers. The black is the toilet. So when you are getting ready to do your sandy dump, the hose here basically connects onto here. First thing you're going to do is you're going to pull the black. So once you do that, that's going to drain out. Once you're satisfied the black tank's empty, you leave that valve open. You're going to hook the hose up to the black tank flush, and that's going to shoot water into the black tank, washing out the whatever remnants are still in there. Once you're satisfied that that's empty, you're going to disconnect the hose, close the black valve, and you're going to pull the gray. And again, the gray is basically just the soapy water from the sink and the shower. And that's going to wash out anything that's left in the lines. And then when you're done with the hose, the storage compartment that I showed you up the front there is where you're going to stick your hose. And then you're all done. You just put your cap on, tighten nice and secure, and you're pretty much good to go with that. Definitely recommend get yourself a good pair of gloves as well, because this can be a dirty job. Now, as you see, you have your power cord here. The Airstream gives you this cord. It's about 30 feet long. So you have a light on top of the plug here, and there is a light here, basically letting you know that the power is flowing. This is a twist and lock, so once you put the cord in, you can twist that in really tight, so that's not going to come out for any reason. And because this trailer is 30 amp, we also provide you with this park adapter. So if you ever plug in the trailer in at home, you can put that end of the cord into here, and then you can plug that into your standard household outlet. Just be mindful when you are charging the unit that way. You don't want to, sorry for the noise, you don't want to really can't really power the trailer like you would normally on 30 amps, because you have the TV, the microwave, the air conditioner. It's that because those items are big drawers, I would recommend keep it to a minimal. You might be able to have, well, you should be able to power everything, but be careful if you're turning those three items on, because you might trip a breaker either in the trailer or in your house. So, but that's what this is provided for. Now, this next little compartment or latch is if you're living the glamping lifestyle, as I like to call it. This is where you're going to plug in cable. This will feed the jacket on the inside of the bedroom. It's just a simple connection. It's not much you really have to do. Just plug in and go. Okay. Now on the back end, this is that storage area where you can put your crank handle for, the handle for the awning, and then the crank handle for your stabilizer. And it's just your standard fit on there, and you just put them on, and you just crank it down. Some people have been known to get the adapter for power drills, so you can do it with your, home impact driver or whatever. But this is like a wet storage, so it has a nice lining in the bottom here, so it will take a licking and not get damaged. This compartment does stay open by the little latch here. If you hook it into place, you can leave it up that way. You just have to release it there, drop it down, and then flip those down to lock it into place. Also, you have another compartment here. This has the same lining as that storage compartment. Be careful what you're putting in there, as there is a lot of piping for the plumbing in there. So just keep an eye. You don't want any leaks and breaking going on inside this compartment. These latches spin and lock into place. As you see, this unit comes with a backup camera. The monitor is inside. That monitor will hook into your vehicle, and it's basically an observation system. So as you're driving, you can have it on, but it's a real handy tool. Can be pivoted. Right now, with this angle, you're pretty much getting about 5 or 6 feet back from the trailer and coming down at an angle here. So it is a good view. Keep an eye on who's coming up too close behind the trailer. Now this awning, this one locks into place a little different than the others. Same spring load. You pull it out here, but then you have these little swing arms. What you're going to do, you're going to flip those over, and have these little locking brackets right there to keep it out. And again, like the other, just make sure you hold the strap until you get it nice and secure. And there you go. These have a little Velcro on there, so you can roll these up and tuck them out of the way if you don't want them hanging down that way. And release, just give it a little pull, flip those around, and just ease the awning back. Now, because these are free swinging, there's a little bolt on there. I would just say flip it on behind the bolt, so you're not having them swinging and banging into the trailer or what have you. But just lock them into place just like that. All right. This awning, this one has a little bit more mechanisms to it. Still the same safety hook, but you have these little dials here which kind of lock it into place. And this is where this handle comes into place. Or get yourself a nice stool so you can get up there and just do it by hand. But normally you would just undo it that way, flip it down on both sides. And here, this one is a little higher than the other. So you're gonna hook the strap, pull it down, grab it. And when you get this out this way, hold the strap. You have these two support arms on both sides. Has a little hook. You're gonna undo, and you're just gonna hook it into the roller like that. Now, even though that's holding it into place, I recommend still hold on to the strap just for safety. And then you're gonna hook that one in, and there's the awning out. But that's not where it stops. Because it's sitting pretty low, you have these little pull tabs here on the awning, so you can actually extend it by just pulling it out, pushing it in. It has a couple holes. It will snap into place. Now, where I have it right now, I have the pitch adjust. This is a little extreme, but the point I'm getting at with the pitch adjust, if it's raining, you know, basically if it's heavy rain, high winds, you should be pulling the awning in. But a light rain, you can adjust the pitch on either side so that when it does rain, the rain will pour for one side. Now, this still can go up, I believe, another notch on this arm, but I can extend the top as well to give you a little more length. And I think this one comes up about 8 feet. So, but it's a nice durable fabric there. I would say if you ever close it up when it's wet, definitely you want to, the first chance you can, open it up to let it dry out because it will hold a little bit of moisture, but it's very durable and should last you forever. And now releasing, you just want to make sure both arms are at the same height. Just like that. And then you're going to pull the arm, undo the arm here, and just hook it right back on the little bolt that's on the inside of the arm. Ease it back, grab your handle, and just ease it on back nice and slow. Just 1 second here. You should always have that one strap hanging out. Just be careful as you're rolling it back so it doesn't snag. And then we're gonna hook it in here, like that. We're gonna flip that up there, and just give it a couple of rotations to know that it's in there pretty snug, like that. This one I'm going to cheat. That's the good thing of having this one by the door. So basically, you're gonna pull that in and give it a couple of twists. Now, you don't really have to put this too tight, just secure enough that it's not gonna pop out for any reason. Just like that. And that's your 3 awnings. Just gonna rest this here. Now with your door, you have the 2 locks for the handle and the deadbolt. Just releases it as easy as that. And as you swing it out, there is a little catch on the side here so that the door can be secured in place when you're camping. And it just secures just like that. The screen door can actually be released by pulling this handle. Release it that way. And that way that snugs into place just like that, keeping the bugs out, still allowing the ventilation to come through. And as easy as the screen door is separated, is how easy it snaps right back into place. Just like that. And then you have your steps. These are spring loaded as well. So all you have to do is give it a little lift and it swings in just like that. And to pull down, and it snaps right into place. I just want to point out to you really quick here behind the door, You have a little receptacle right there for anything you want to hook up outside. Just remember too that with this unit, a lot of the receptacles will only work when you're plugged into shore power or to the 30 amp power. All right, so now we're gonna take it inside, show you some more of the bells and whistles, and yeah, show you some of the comforts that Airstream brings to you. All right, right now we're gonna start in the bedroom area. Go a little bit of the TV here. Now, as you see on the wall, this green light that you see here, that's your antenna booster. So I mentioned earlier about the cable. If you do hook up the cable, this black button, you need to turn that off because that will cause a bit of feedback. But you need to know also that antenna is not just for the TV, it's also for the radio. So if you want to still listen to the radio, then that needs to still be on. Now this TV does release. You have this black strap here. Pull the strap down, the TV swings out. So you can position it right around to the kitchen area if you wanted to. Not much of an angle, but gives you a little bit of view here. And with the TV, with the antenna being on, turn the TV on. And these are just standard TVs, so there's nothing special about these TVs as far as for an RV. But with the HD antenna, you get so many free channels. All right. So setting and programming the channels, you're going to hit your settings button here. You're going to move over to the little satellite dish where it says channel. Hit OK, and just hit auto tune. It's just going to ask you, do you want to do it? You hit yes. Let the TV do its thing. It will scan channels. On a good day, you can get anywhere from 15 to 20 channels. All depends on where you are and the weather. But like I said, this is a simple process. And once it comes back on, you got your crystal clear channels. So while that's doing that there, pop there. Right above the TV, you have 4 USB plugins. So it's pretty handy for charging devices or what have you. These will work on your inverter or when you're plugged into shore power. So just be note for that. It won't work off the 12-volt battery. Now, as you look at the head of the bed, you have your little puck lights that are tucked up underneath the counter here. You can position these lights to wherever you want. And to actually turn them on and off, you actually just push the light in the center there, and it shuts them right off. There are 2 more at the dinette. I'll show you that in a minute. And then your emergency exit window at the back there. Now, these windows I would demonstrate on the ones at the dinette, but you have the red handles there that basically lock it into place. And then there's 2 arms on the sides that you can lift in 3 positions to open that window. That window does not have any struts or anything to hold into place. It's all on your lift. So be careful when you open it and close it because you don't want it to slam into the trailer. And at the top here, you got just a little bit of storage there for what have you. Nice 2-sided sliders there. All right, so we're going to go over the vanity area and the toilet and shower. Now this door has 2 positions on it. Right now, it's in this position, giving you a little more space for the bedroom and the vanity. You have a little snap release there, and 2 magnets on the door to secure it into place. Just have to pop it open that way. So in this position here is the bathroom position. Again, you can still snap it and secure if you want it that way. But it has, like I said, the 2 magnets are pretty strong, so the door is not going to pop open. So going into a little more detail with the bathroom here, you have great solid shower in here. You have a little seat that can be popped out. The standard shower head, just similar to the one that's outside, just a little more durable. Same little clip that you can hook it onto the corner. You have the button here. This is basically an on and off shut off if you're ever using it dry camping or using it from your freshwater tank. You want to conserve water when you're showering. That's what that is for. Tucked right under the faucet here, you have a string here to hang towels or whatever, and it hooks right into the left side of the shower and just retracts in that way. Now, with your shower door here, these shower doors are built pretty strong. They lock into place like that. The material is just your standard vinyl plastic here. To release the door, you just have to push. I would recommend holding it because it will slide back in by itself. But the shower inside the roller has a squeegee action there. So as the door retracts, whatever water is on the shower door, it will drain into the tub. So you're not going to worry about water collecting outside in this area here. At the top here, you have a little exhaust fan for the bathroom. So you want to get in a little closer there. You have this button here. Is pretty much the power. This handle right now is in the open position. So as that's on, it's just going to exhaust all the heat from the bathroom. But if you want to close it, you just pull the handle down like that, and that would just circulate more air into the bathroom. And on and off just like that. And then with your toilet here, flushing this toilet, you have the little foot flush there. When you are using the bathroom, halfway down on the pedal will fill the bowl up with water. Use the bathroom. When you're done, all the way down to flush. I would recommend too, in the hotter months, leave some water in the bowl so keep the odor down coming up from the black tank. And then your blind here, pretty easy just to pull down and lock into place just like that for a little more privacy. Okay, and that is your bathroom. I'm moving over to the vanity area here. You have your cabinet. It's got the little latch there to keep it into place. A couple of shelves in there. Pretty standard. They are adjustable shelves, so you can position anywhere you want. Secure them back in a place like that to travel. You have on the wall here, you have your thermostat, which controls the furnace, the fan, and the air conditioner. And then you have some dimmer lights here. So on it, just touching it turns it on and off. But if I were to hold it, it dims the lights, and in reverse as well. There are two more out by the door. I'll show you that as well. And this one is the light for the bathroom. The water heater here is by Gerard, is on demand. Right now, this unit has been winterized, so we can give you more details if you have any questions about this type of water heater. All Airstreams have different types, but for this unit, the on-demand works best. Under the sink, got a bit of storage there. It's not too bad. And I'm just going to secure this door back again. As easy as that. Snaps into place. Now here you have your fridge by Nova Cool. This only works on shore power, or again on 30 amp service. Has your little freezer there, a little ice tray. These Nova Cools are pretty reliable, nice and secure. It gets cold pretty fast. Just like that, and for travel, you just click it over that way there. These fridges are built pretty well too, so when you are camping and if you're going to worry about your items perishing, keeps your stuff cold for about 8 hours before you need to have it back on again. Yeah, nice cabinet space above the fridge as well as below. All right, and then you have your closet here. Now, Airstream, these are the owner's manuals. Airstream gives you a couple of goodies to help along the way. This is your monitor for the backup camera. You have a tire iron here. That propane connection I showed you out the front. This is the hose they provide you. This is the part that's going to plug into the trailer, and this is going to plug to your appliance. Give you a receptacle tester. The crank handle for the front tongue jack there, again if it loses power, and a TV stand. Believe it or not, this TV does come out. If you want to hook it up there, put it out in the dinette area, maybe even take it outside. And it's nice waistband. Now inside the door here, we do have this sheet of paper. This is a nice cheat sheet for you, all your major appliances, the make and model and how they run. So it saves you from fumbling through the owner's manuals if you ever have to call Traveland for whatever reason, telling us that you have this Airstream Caravel. It's not really helpful unless we're doing something for the structure. But if your appliances, this is what we need. And also pictures is a good thing to have as well. So just remember, make, model is what we need if we have to source out anything for your appliances there. This is just on there with the easy adhesive. So if you want to take that off and laminate it or whatever, or just leave it there, it's good to go. This light switch just powers off there, and that snaps in with this hook really secure. So that's not really coming out at all. Now below this closet, you have your breaker panel and fuse box. All the breakers are marked to what they do, and as well as the fuses. And these are just standard car fuses. So this unit here has a mixture of 15s, 40, 20, 30s, and a 1 amp. So it's always good to keep some on hand because you never know what will happen. And with this one here, with this glass, this tinted glass door, these fuses have a red light next to it. So when they do pop, it will tell you exactly which one it is. So it's no guessing. Has a fan built into it as well. So when you're plugged in, you got everything running. You might hear the fan is really subtle. I mean, it's nothing that's going to disturb you, but it's just designed to keep itself cool. And then here in your cook area, really not much to tell you about a microwave. Well, this is the convection microwave. Again, these are things, again, TV, microwave, air conditioner only work when you have shore power or generator. I would recommend if you are going to be traveling with this, maybe take the plate out so it's not banging around in there, or maybe even wrap it in a towel so you don't want to have to lose the plate. But like I said, standard convection microwave here. Your stove top, easy start. You just turn to light, and it lights that fast. I would say if you are going off grid or not hooking up to shore power, when you get the gas flowing, turn the stove on. That way the propane gets flowing through the trailer, so whatever items you're using for the propane, this is a good way to get the gas flowing through the trailer. And above, you have your exhaust fan, which I showed you outside, ties into that vent, and then the stove light. Same blind as the bathroom here. Pulls down, hooks into place there. You have your decent sized sink with the sink cover / cutting board, but depends on what you want. With the stopper in the sink, I would recommend leaving the stopper like that. So just in case anybody leaves the tap on, there's no accidents of water overflowing. On the on the spout here, you got your retractable hose, and this little click here, it changes from stream to spray. Now, sometimes in the back of this cabinet is the counterweight for the sink. So if you ever notice that it doesn't retract, it's just because it's knocking on the pipe in the back. So you just might have to position or just give it a little toggle, but it should just snap into place there. Just like that. And here you have a nice roll-up mat, which serves maybe two purposes. You just rest it on the sink there. You can leave dishes to drain, or if you're spraying off some vegetables or whatever, it's a nice sturdy rack here for you. Just rolls up and tucks inside the cabinet. And then your cutlery tray, which can be pulled out, just lifts up and comes out here. So that's a nice secure spot, or even if you want to keep it at the bottom there. All right. On the wall, we have your monitor panel. So you can turn the water pump on here, just like that. This, if you're off grid, I would say use the pump when you need it because it does draw off the battery power. But it primes really fast. So if you're off grid, you want to use the water, turn it on, do what you can do, wash the dishes, shower, and then turn it off. And then your levels here. It shows you your battery voltage, your fresh tank, your gray tank, and your black tank. Now, this goes obviously in percentage. When the black tank hits about 75, 80%, it's probably a good time to dump the tank. It's just because with the size of this unit, you don't want the smells. Again, leaving some water in the bowl does help, but it's a good way to, good time, I should say, to drain the tank. And then here, you have your inverter. So this converts your battery power into usable power. If you look at this outlet here, this is a dark blue, it just says protected GFCI outlet. There is one outlet like this one here that's plugged into the DVD player. It's a light blue. So any outlet you see in the trailer that has this light blue, will get the power from the batteries. So just remember that if you are off grid and you turn the inverter on, these outlets are the only ones that are going to be live. Okay, and then this panel below is your solar panel monitor. So this is just basically telling you how much voltage is coming in from the panel and how much voltage is going into the batteries. Okay, so that's and both of these here are just monitors, on and off for the inverter and just monitor for the solar. So it's really not much you have to do, but if you want to just keep an idea of what's happening, that's all it is. It's just for information. And then you just hold that down and it shuts off. And this one will time out on this one because the solar panel is always active. Now, at the top here, where I'm showing you that outlet, you have your radio and your DVD player. Okay, now this radio is pretty user friendly. You have the two zones here and in the bedroom area. Now, on the settings here, you have the zones. Just turn the volume up, turns both zones up. If I press that again, you see how it highlights? I could turn zone 1 up, which are the two speakers here above the dinette. Click it again, you have the subwoofer, which is your bass speaker, and then the back zone in the bedroom area. But once they're all grayed out, when I turn the volume up, both zones go up. Now there are some other options as far as Bluetooth on this. Generic passwords, if it does ask for a password, will be 1234 or 4 zeros. You have your settings in there, so you can change the sound control as far as the equalizer, the fade, left and right. You can go in night mode and day mode just by hitting the sun and the moon there. Your star is for your favorites, and then your channel skip and play on here. Like again, this unit is really user friendly, but when you're all done with it, you can hold the power down, which is the source button, and you got this nice rubber cover to cover it up there. Standard DVD player by Sony. And it's a Blu-ray, so you pretty much can play everything on this. And this is the remote for it here. And you got your storage on both sides. Pretty good. Nice deep well here for you. And just to my left there on the ceiling, you have your smoke detector, basically a 9-volt battery, so nothing too high-tech about that one there. All right, so here we have your dinette table area, which is I'm going to convert to the bed. So I recommend taking the bottom cushion up, which is Velcro, so it's not obstructing the table. And before I get into the bed area, let me just show you these two storage compartments that are hidden under the dinette seating. This one here is just a standard storage. The one in the back is access to like the inverter, some power cords, and your 12-volt DC panel down there. So a lot of electricals down there. So just be careful what's happening down there. Okay, so once that's up, you're going to release the clip on the leg here by pushing down, folding it up, and it's going to lock into place. You got the two hinges that are on the wall. You're going to just lift, and it swings right down and rest there. And then you can drop the cushions. Like that. Separate these two. Goes in the middle. And then you have your bed right there. You can store these wherever, or if it's just little kids, you can just leave them right there, right at the end of the bed. These back cushions also have snaps that snap onto the wall to secure them into place. But there is your bed. Now, I did say I was going to show you the window. These curtains just slide across. And they have Velcro on them as well, so once you have them all closed, you can Velcro them together. So, locking the window, simple as turning that up and locking it into place. And that's going to keep it nice and secure there. All right, so you're just going to lift the handles. Just make sure that that window out front is open. So you're going to lift it up here. That's the first position, second position, third position. And just like that, get the airflow flowing through. Back window at the bedroom, the emergency exit operates the same way. And as closing, like I said, hold the window because it will slam. And just ease it down, just like that. Lock those back into place. And there you go. Okay. Now, the front door here, got little shelves there for the little storage. Okay. And behind me here is a couple more dimmer switches. One is for the awning lights on the outside, and the other one is for the ceiling lights right above us. And again, just by holding it, you can dim the lights to wherever you want and reverse. This one here, there's a little step light out by the door to light up the steps at night. And then this here is your battery disconnect. So right now is in the use position. If I want to store the unit, I click it off and it shuts the entire trailer down. So if you are storing the unit not plugged in, it's a good way to save the two batteries you have at the front. But it's easy, it goes off, click it back on, the unit powers back up. And behind me, you have your one-time use fire extinguisher. It's just good for 5 years. Again, one-time use. It's just perfect that it sits by the door. So you do have a bit of storage in here. So if you wanted to get a bigger fire extinguisher, feel free. And last but not least, just below the cabinet here, you have your propane and carbon monoxide detector. That is wired right into the batteries. So for obvious reasons, a good thing to have hooked in. That will draw the battery power down if you don't disconnect. Again, you have solar panels, so you really shouldn't have that issue. But just remember, if you shut the power down, that goes off as well. So it might be a good thing to keep on. And that is it. So if you have any questions, any concerns about trailers, of this trailer, anyway, feel free to call us. We have people in parts, we have people in service, and your salesman will be happy to answer any questions for you. Again, this is Steven at Traveland. Stay well.